I don't know what kind
Kids,
of titties you've been sucking.
three baby kitties, John, three baby kitties. No, I was supposedly robbing a lucky dog, but that's a story for another day.
He said, I checked on that baby from the other day, and he's doing fine. And he said, I heard they named that baby after you. I said, what? He said, yeah, they named him Shithead.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Gettin 10-8. And let me tell you what, when I got three living legends on here with me, this can be nothing but a great show. Well, I don't know about me. Three. Y'all, you three are living legends. Let me
Then
tell
it's
you
two.
what.
It's Mike and John.
That's right. Y'all remember Mike from a previous episode. Mike Stanton was a rescue firefighter. He's right next to me on this screen. Down below me, of course, is Mike Pontius, who is regular on this show. And look, you're going to hear us saying Pontius and Stanton, so the two Mikes don't get confused tonight. And then, you see, we have a new guest and a new background, and it's the Thin Gold Line. And most of y'all know, if you're in emergency services, that the Thin Gold Line are the dispatch, the communication crews that kept us going in the right direction, got us to the scene. And usually for the 10 minutes it would take for us to get to some of these scenes, talking those families through what was going on until we got there. And I told you, John, earlier in a text, I said, I don't know how you did that. And man, I don't think I'd have been able to do it.
Oh, well,
You don't know John Knight if you don't know how he could do it.
yeah. If it sounds impossible, I'll get it done.
You the man.
But I had one call that I do want to talk about that has just stuck with me. A mother called 911. She was frantic. Her kid was in the swimming pool. And I told them, how to do CPR, over the phone. And I'm not going to say any names or anything, but he was a prominent guy. So I guess after all I did, I came back home from Florida, moved back here, and I was looking for a little boat, and saw one for sale, went over there, and I said, wait a minute, I've been here before. He said, no, you haven't. I said, I have. And I said, what's your last name? And he told me. I said, you had a little girl that drowned in your pool.
The goosebumps show up on the screen. I got goosebumps. I know where you're going. Holy shit.
And so, this was later on, probably 15 years had passed. And he said, yeah, she did. And I said, well, I was the dispatcher that taught your wife how to do CPR over the phone.
Holy shit.
I said, I just want to know. I said, how, has she got any deficit or, anything? He said, no, she's like the smartest kid in her class, just graduating. And I said, that's wonderful. So, he told me, he says, we had two other, sons. And he said, after, she's so smart. He said, all their lives I've been telling them we're fixing to throw you in the pool.
We're going to smarten your ass up.
So
That's perfect.
Wow.
it was an old Boston Whaler, and
Yeah.
that's what I did. I fixed it up, put a center console in it, painted it all up, did all the fiberglass work. It was a pretty nice little boat. Never
Dude, that's
sold.
a story I've never heard, and I'm telling you, what a
Yeah, that's pretty
freaking.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is
So you
before.
tell him, John, you've been there before. He says, no, you hadn't. And the only reason that you know you had been there is just something in your mind you painted on the phone from this lady with her kid in the pool, right?
No, after the fact, I did go over there and meet them.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
know,
I think you
so
left that out, but I may not have heard it.
okay. Well, no, I left it out.
Well,
Oh
now
my
we got
God.
the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
Dude,
Yeah,
what a great story.
that was
Absolutely.
that was never heard of before. Where
Yeah.
dispatchers didn't teaching a layperson, how to do CPR over the phone. And then, I
This would have
kind of,
been when, John? Like 80 what?
oh shit, 82 probably.
Okay.
So, nobody had done that before. And then, I think 2 weeks later, it seemed like, everybody was wanting to do it. So
So, John,
I don't know.
without names, or you can give us places. So, you were in Florida?
Yeah,
They were
I
always
went.
different in their registry. I didn't know that they were different in their EMD or whatever you called it back then. So, I'm just curious how you knew what to do, how to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd been working on the units before I went in dispatch. Then after dispatch, when what's her name came over,
Beth?
Beth, yeah. After she came over, I kind of saw the ratings on the wall, so I jumped back on the units, and then I had to chase the love of my life to Florida, and they wouldn't take National Registry. I would have had to go through the whole thing again. So I said, nah, it's not worth it. I got involved with EMB Marine, back in '89.
That's how you're so into boats.
No,
Yeah,
John ran the West Marine in Biloxi, EMB Marine, West Marine, which became West Marine in Biloxi. And that's how I
Yeah.
reconnected. I stayed in touch with John for a decade after,
yeah.
maybe
You
more than
worked for
that.
me. You worked for me one time, didn't you?
I came in, I was going to start working for you, but I did not show up for work because I went fishing and I decided it wasn't going to work out. No pun intended.
Well, I feel you
No, that
because
was
Yeah.
97, 96 or 7, right?
He decided
uh,
he didn't want to
it
sell
had to be
boat
at
parts.
least
He wanted to be
97.
on a boat. That was the
Oh,
shortest. That was the shortest work history John ever had for an employee.
Hey,
so
John. Let me change the subject real quick because you and I are partially related in some of our medical histories, and I think most Mike. I'm assuming you know. I know John and Rob know, but I had throat cancer, and I'm 3.5 years. June was 3 years after radiation treatment, and I still go every. I'm down to every 4 months now. They stick a tube down my nose and look and all that. I'm perfect. I'm good. My PET
yeah,
scans are clear. How are you, John? Because you've been fighting a fucking monster. Pardon my French.
yeah. I in 2020, I had something come up on my neck, and I thought it was like a pulled muscle or something may have detached from the bone. It was just a big old lump. So I went to uh, a doc in a box, and she said, "I don't think it's a muscle." And so she said, "You need to go have a chest X-ray." And I did, and they found out I had cancer. Well, after they went in and snipped the piece of cancer off, and they came and told me that I had non-small cell lung cancer, but it was stage 4.
Wow.
And I said, well, let's do this thing. So, I said, you just tell me what to do, and I'll be there. So I went through a bunch of stuff, a bunch of chemo and radiation and a lot of immunotherapy. I think I fought it for about 4 years. And then finally they said, well, all the CT scans, show it and it's not growing. So we'll just watch it. Now, what I had, they said it's not curable. Still, still going to be there. It may be dormant. I may be able to live till 80. Who knows? So actually, all I wanted to do was have a little more time to get stuff, kind of situated in life,
Amen, brother.
and I wanted my grandchildren to remember me. They're growing up, the twins, boys. They're they're fun to play with.
How old are
How
they
old
now,
are they?
John?
And her daughter is 6 years old, so 1 year apart, and 3 of them. So
6 and 5s, huh? Or 6 and
yeah,
7s?
yeah, 6 and 5, 5 and 6.
So do you do annual immunotherapy, or do you do any therapy to try to stem it? What do you do?
Nothing, nothing right now. If something develops, then they'll be pretty aggressive,
Did you
with
go to
it.
Houston?
No,
You never
no,
went to Houston. I thought you went to Houston for some reason.
no, Dr. Wall.
Yep.
I was fortunate to have her,
Yep.
and I think she did some time over there in Dallas.
So
And
let me
MD
tell you
Anderson?
how fortunate we're so fortunate here that you people can't imagine. A V8 engine's a V8 engine. It's got four on one side, four on the other side. It's got an air intake. It's got exhaust. That's the basis of cancer treatment. There, you got a radiation machine. Some machines do a little bit different. Some have more horsepower. Some have more this or this or this. But anyway, so I literally one day I was sitting at work and I dipped my whole from the time I was 14 until I don't know. I just quit one day, quit dipping, but I dipped and I don't know why I quit. So about 3 weeks after I quit dipping, February 17th, 20 to be exact, February 17th, 2021, 2022, 2022. I said, man, you know what? Fuck, this is nasty. I quit. About 2 weeks later, I'm like, felt like I had food stuck in my throat, back of my throat, right here.
Hmm.
And so in the back of my head, dipping's running through it. You smoked, right?
I did smoke, but I
Okay.
had quit like 10 years prior.
I commend you. So I didn't quit 10 years prior. I quit a month prior. So I called my buddy who's an ENT, and I've coached his kids in baseball. I said, hey, man, I need you to look at my throat. He says, come on. So I tell my wife, Lori, I said, man, I ran into Clay in Home Depot today. And I said, my throat kind of felt like, and Clay pulls out a phone, looks at my throat in Home Depot. A total bullshit lie, because something in the back of my head said, so, and I've never really lied to my wife. That was the biggest lie I've ever told, I think. And so March 17th, I go in, I said, hey man, he looks, he says, your tonsils swollen. We got to take them out. March 24th, took them out. March 30th or whatever, follow up. And when I tell you pain, son, if you have been kicked in your nuts, you know it hurts. I'd rather be kicked in my nuts by a fucking horse and have my tonsils taken out.
Oh,
I ain't
That's why I
never.
had it when I was 5. I don't even
Well,
remember
because your
that shit.
muscles aren't
Yeah.
developed, your
Yeah.
tendons aren't developed, your ligaments aren't developed. Everything you do, breathing, sneezing, snoring, talking,
Goes
swallowing,
through there.
chewing,
Yep.
Yeah.
anything, sucking on a titty goes through your freaking tonsil.
I
And
don't know what kind
kids,
of titties you've been sucking.
3 baby titties, John, 3 baby titties. Stanton's still on them no baby titties, but you can cut all this out later, Robbie. So anyway,
No, I
he
think this
says
is some of the best stuff.
he said you got cancer. Well, fuck me running. Said I'll be damned. So I said, man, I'm going to MD Anderson. He says, no, you don't need to go to MD Anderson. Memorials guy. I said, Dr. Wall, heard about her. Nope. She's a chemo. I didn't know they had 42 different types of oncologists.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about it.
So by the time y'all get off this show tonight, you're going to know about cancer treatment, whether you like it or not, or you can kick us off. But I mean, John and I'll just do it. But anyway, he says, no, you're going to go see Dr. Crentel. So the word you got cancer, it's like code 3911. I need something done right now. It don't work that way.
No.
Yeah.
I done had my throat cut on both sides of it. He said, dude, it don't matter what the fuck they say. You don't want radiation on your throat until that shit's healed, because I promise you it'll be miserable.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to
had
live for
him.
8 weeks. 8 weeks.
Knowing that cancer.
Knowing I got cancer. And nothing can. I'm calling Crentel's office at Memorial Radiation. Hey, y'all
Right.
got me out? No, we're working in. We're working in. So like May, this is March 30th. I done gone through April. I'm at like May 15th or something now. Yeah, we're going to do 30 treatments, or you don't need chemotherapy. I said, okay, that's good. He said, we're going to put a feeding tube in you. We're going to put a trach. And Lori says, no, you're not. You don't know my husband. So long story short, man, I went in there and got my head. I called 5 buddies I know that had the exact same cancer, throat cancer. Another one says, man, you need to get you a juicer, and you need to start juicing. You need to cut out all the acids in your life and change the pH in your life, because that feeds cancer and this and this. And I finally got to the 5th dude. He said, get your fucking head on right.
That's the dude.
I like that guy. I got my fucking head on right, man. I walked in radiation singing a song and bopping up and down, and walked out of there with no feeding tube, no trach. Dude, I lost 6 pounds over 6 weeks of treatment. And y'all remember the banana shit, CD Cane?
Yeah.
You remember that, Mikey? For intubating?
I do. Absolutely.
So it hurt to eat, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. It was, if you can imagine a wire brush going down your throat,
Yep.
that's what cream of wheat or milk felt like. So the oxycodones and the Cetacane, they call it hurricane spray now. I don't know who the hell changed the name. It's called hurricane spray. And it's alcohol based. So as you probably can imagine, putting alcohol on a wound is probably not the best thing that you want to do.
Little
That was
fire.
Dude, you have no idea the fire. Lori would watch me do it, and tears would be rolling down my eyes. And she would start crying because she knows I'm hurting. But dude, after about 10 seconds and them oxys kicked in, I come in and eat me some fucking eggs, Cap.
I was like, I'm gonna get past all this. The thing is that Kathy Williams
Yep.
had got cancer around
Oh, yeah.
Christmas,
I remember.
and I called her up and I said, "Look, I got your Christmas present." She said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, the cancer that you got on Christmas." I said, "I got it now." So anyway, she helped me. She helped me a lot going through,
Yeah.
picking the doctors and telling me, this is for this is for that. We fought it together.
Some battles you can't win. Kathy's
Yeah,
that ovarian, uterine, you
hers
can't win
was
it.
hers was small cell and mine
Small
was
cell.
non-small cell.
Mine was
So
squamous cell.
yeah, so yeah, it's tough. It is tough on a
Here's
person.
to those that are here than those that are gone. I'm telling you, son, that there is no way to to know what's going to get you or when it's going to get you. But if you get the chance to see it coming, fight that motherfucker.
Oh
I
yeah,
want to.
yeah,
I want to go on the downstroke.
Dude, I done told that story about me and Hollis Parish in Bayside Park, didn't I?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know about Bayside
Oh
Park.
my God, it was during a hurricane. Stanton, we're gonna let you talk. You talk for a little bit.
Well, I
How's
just
your health, Mike?
oh, it's great, great, yeah. But no, I'm doing well. I called John yesterday, just talked to him. We haven't talked in a little while, and just kind of talk about this tonight, And he was at the gym, and he is nonstop gym rat. I couldn't believe
Wow.
it. He was out of breath. He's, hang on a second, I got to do a couple of bench presses here. You, you know, I said, man, that's great. But yeah, he's been nonstop gym rat.
I
Yep.
didn't realize this.
Oh yeah. I quit smoking. I went to the gym. I closed down a gym and then opened up a new one. So, uh,
So you're a
we just
gym owner?
no, no, no. I
You
just
closed
close
them.
them and go to
They
the
said, "Oh
next one.
shit, here
That's
comes
open.
John Knight."
Well, I go
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Oh, they like me there because I clean everything with Lysol wipes.
Well, back in the day, talking about gyms, John and I got a job together somehow. We might even went in there to apply for it together. We were looking for something to do when we weren't working, at Mobile Medic or fire station or whatever.
Yeah,
And,
because
and
you
we
had a
went,
whole 24
yeah,
hours off. You need to fill that up with something, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
instead of alcohol,
Yeah.
we
Well,
were
that wasn't
becoming
going to stop.
alcoholics.
Um,
I
yeah.
think we were.
Where'd y'all go, Mikey?
But we went to the YMCA Long Beach and got a job as trainers.
Yeah,
And basically, we just sat there at the front desk and wiped down the equipment when people were done, and just watch the girls.
It's a good thing we didn't have cell phones in, probably, right? Because you got the girl's number, you had to talk to her mom or dad, but to get to her.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. And yeah, I don't think we had cell phones back then. And
No, I
how
know
did we
you didn't.
uh-uh.
survive?
No, we didn't.
I had a call with Nelson Page. You guys may know him
Holy shit.
from
Yeah, that's an old
we
name I
worked
hadn't
together.
thought of in a while.
Over at Station
Yeah,
6.
yeah, yeah. He was a
Yeah,
hoot, man. I mean, he
yeah,
just
it was.
nonstop. But we had a call to obstetrical emergency, arrived at this trailer, and there was a lady sitting on the toilet crying, and she was large, hangover big time there off the toilet. And she was crying, and I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I don't know, but I could hear something in the toilet."
Whoa,
And
Doing
so
the
I had her
backstroke.
stand up, and there was a baby
whoa.
scooped up in the toilet, you know, his face above water. So I got down, I scooped him up, and I told her, I said, "I need you to go to the closest bedroom and lay down." And so she's walking, I'm right behind her. And you want to keep the baby kind of level with the placenta,
Right.
otherwise
Mhm.
you'll engorge the baby or
Or
siphon
drain
from it,
that
Yep, yep,
son
yep,
of a
yep.
gun.
Yeah. And so it's like me, I'm a 14-foot skiff being towed by a aircraft carrier. You know, so
Because she was getting there in a hurry.
um, well, yeah, and it's just relative to size as well.
Right.
So she gets a bedroom. I tell her to lay down and spread her legs, you know. And Nelson elbows me in the ribs. Says, "Mike, that's what started all this shit." So we do our thing, and we cut the cord and stuff. And the ambulance came up, and I believe Gary Shirley was a medic on it. And of course, they took her to the hospital, and her mother in the living room, and she had a rag on her, and nobody knew this girl was pregnant. That's the thing about it. She just went in there and bloop, had a baby, and God bless her. Um, as we were talking about how we had other jobs, other than our regular work, um, Nelson worked as a respiratory therapist
At Gulf Coast,
at the Memorial Hospital.
a Memorial. Yeah, yeah.
Memorial. Yeah, he's at Memorial. And
I do remember that.
so our next shift, a couple days later, he came to work and he says, Mike, he said, I checked on that baby that, from the other day, and he's doing fine. And he said, I heard they named that baby after you. I said, what? He said, yeah, they named him Shithead. And that's just how things went.
Well, yeah, y'all remember Joe Paul, huh?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So Joe Paul and I were partners a lot over there at AmServe. And we went on a call, and I delivered a baby, and we end up, getting mom and baby to the hospital and everything dropped off. And this happened way early in the morning. About time we roll back into the station, the other crew, Debbie and Lou Blomberg were in there, and
Oh jeez.
they said, Debbie said, well, I'm cooking breakfast. Y'all want something to eat? And Joe said, no, I'm all full of placenta. That was Joe Paul right there, if anything was. I guarantee you.
That dude had the driest, wittiest sense of humor
Oh yeah.
of anybody I think I've ever known. I mean, he would you'd be right. He would say something, and he'd be a driver. He would say something. You riding down the road 20 minutes later, you just
You
start
son of a
laughing,
bitch.
pissing in your pants. Damn, Joe.
Yeah, you right the way you said that. You right the way you said that. That was his big line about everything.
Joe Paul, man. Oh my God.
You talking about the older Joe Paul?
Yeah, no, not his son. They were both there. They both worked, but Joe
Right.
Senior was a
Yeah.
tech, an ER tech, and a
Yeah,
driver.
yeah.
He was a EMT. He was a basic EMT. He was a EMT.
He may have been a basic, but it was
Yeah.
just Joe Paul didn't give two shits about doing nothing other than
No.
taking care of the patient, get him to the hospital.
Joe was a Vietnam vet. He's like,
Oh yeah,
fuck it, man. They ain't shooting at me. You know.
that was his greatest line to say.
Yeah.
We're going here. I don't see no fucking Vietnamese. We're good. That's what he'd say.
Absolutely.
We're clear. Adolph, us. I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
you what your greatest memory of an event with me is. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it. But I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
Well, I don't know that we did a whole lot on uh, on the ambulance level, fire department level.
It didn't have nothing to do with the ambulance. It could have been off duty.
Uh-oh. Now we're going to get in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, New Year's Eve on your dad's boat. We dressed
Was
up
that-
in tuxedo.
That's exactly what I was
With
thinking you were
tennis
going to
shoes.
say. God, that was
really?
awesome.
Yeah. It was. David Mims was there, I believe.
It was Gene
And
Sandy, David and somebody, you and somebody, Kelly and somebody, me and Lori, Delahousie and Candy, Stephen Saucy, Juliet,
Yeah.
Where were you at, John? Were you getting chased by a knife wielding woman?
Probably.
You didn't think I was gonna bring that up, did you?
Yeah.
No,
Statute of limitations has expired.
I kind of knew that might come up.
Oh, what a way to bring
Rob, do
it
you
back.
know that story?
I do not. I want to hear it.
I was thinking about it. I was scared.
Well, I was totally okay. Stanton's the one that that was running around a runner from her.
But how many years later are you? 30 something?
From them. Yes, I think we talked about it last night. We're like 36 or 37.
You talked about the chase?
But yeah, and we dated 7 years before that. So I guess
So,
it was about time.
so Mike, I'm going to tell you, I was thinking about this, and John, I know you and I hadn't talked in a long time, but Stanton and I, there's a couple memories, and you were probably involved with several of them, but um, National Registry, we used to go to Jackson to take our
Yeah.
test, remember?
Right? Yeah.
Well, Mike, you were what they call him, a prostate or something, a proctor or whatever they call y'all.
Preceptor or
Yeah,
proctor.
prostate. He's a prostate. And for some reason, we were staying at the Hilton on County Line Road. Me, you,
Right.
Deleuze. And I don't know where we ate, but Deleuze had a white Oldsmobile stacked out with
Yep.
freaking sirens. And we ain't drunk. We're fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We're on
the
I-55 heading
the
to.
station wagon.
No, this was he got rid of the wagon. This is the first sedan he had. It was a white Oldsmobile 88, like a 1990
A Delta 88?
Delta 88. But it was a small. It was when they changed from the
They
big body to
ready
the.
to stack this island console.
Regardless, really, the car really doesn't have a ton of difference on it. But anyway, it had a bench seat in the front, so you could put three people.
Yep.
And you could put 3 or 4 people in the back. Well, they had a radio stack in the front. So we had been somewhere up in North Jackson, and we were heading down to a particular post that Mobile Medic had. I can't remember the name of the strip club now.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
No, somebody's going to remember it before this night's over or text you, right? If this was live, somebody would text us. So anyway, we on I-55 southbound. Deleuze's driving. Stanton reaches over and turns the lights and fucking siren on.
We got to get their code too.
Delahoussie's trying to slap Stanton's hand. I grabbed the PA mic. Unit 1, yield to the right. And Stanton's got the freaking phasing yelp going. We're going to I-55. I don't have, we're probably doing 5 miles an hour. It was like Ricky Bobby with the freaking cheetah in the car.
Yeah.
Delahoussie's having a stroke, and Stanton is not quitting. He'd turn off the siren, and Stanton would turn the lights on. He'd turn the lights on, Stanton would turn the siren. This went on for 20 minutes, and finally he just stopped the car in the middle of I-55. But I still had the microphone. And I can't, goddamn, the name of the strip club just came to me. North State Street and something. It was a post.
Yes, I know. I can't recall the name of it, but I remember that.
It was a post, and they ended up having to move the post because we were getting phone calls in the dispatch that our crews were eating at the buffet at lunch at the strip club. But Mike, this is like, I don't know, way late at night, dude, and we're freaking running code in this Oldsmobile 88 with Harrison County tags going to I-55, just balls to the wall with crazy. And between the three of us, him trying to stop you, he couldn't stop me. He'd stop me, you'd get in there and turn around. This went on for 20 minutes because we ate at it was on County Line Road. What's the name of the restaurant? Steakhouse.
Well, one of the things I've been trying to get John Knight on here since I I came up with the concept. Let's do this podcast, Mike. And I filled you in, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we got to do this."
No, I told you I wasn't doing it. And then I called you back. I said, so we can talk about coming and going. And yeah, that's a great story. We can do that. So yeah. So it wasn't immediate.
Yeah.
I didn't love you immediately.
Yeah, but when I told you, hey, I want warts and all. We're gonna talk like we're sitting together drinking beer and bullshitting. That was the idea, the concept of this. And one of the things it does, yes,
Do
sir.
it, Mike.
I've got to step out.
Let's take 5.
10 minutes.
5.
All right. I'll be right back.
I wish I had a Claxton right now. While they're peeing.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Never mind.
So
Yeah,
look, let's just say this. John is a different guy than he was 36 years ago. And we will leave it at that.
We can say
True statement. True statement.
So let me tell y'all how my paramedic career almost ended before it ever started. So I was on Long Beach, Beat Line Road, West Harrison County, Votech Center, paramedic school. First, I don't know, I guess it was the first semester. I guess it would have been intermediate, maybe. I don't know, I may have been intermediate already. And we didn't have cell phones back then. If you needed some emergency, you knew the school number, the classroom number, your work number, the ER number. You knew numbers. So
Right.
and I think it was Gary Shirley. I get a phone call one day, and Gary, well, the classroom gets a phone call one day. We're in the middle of something in summertime, and Gary answers it. He says, "Hold on a minute, Mike Pontius." Yeah, he says, "It's a hospital. I need to talk to you." Why is the hospital calling me? I'm like, I'm freaking out. She ain't pregnant. We just been married, and we may not even been married yet.
Yeah.
And I get on the phone, and I can hear 2 dudes. Tell Gary, your wife fell, and she's in the ER, and meet us at the Kramer Marine boat launch. We're going skiing.
I did not tell him to do that.
Ah.
Who was that, Stanton?
I don't recall that.
You don't recall you and
I
David
honestly
Mims
don't.
making me lie to get out of paramedic school one day to go ski and wakeboard and drink? Yeah. Yeah. Gary Shirley, I know you're a man of
I
cloth.
don't recall that, but
It's a fact.
yeah,
It happened.
but yeah, well, there will be, but I'm not going to put us that we were beyond that, for sure.
But to call the school, the
We rattled some
classroom.
chains for sure.
I mean, we're in class. It's like 11 o'clock. We've been in class since 8. We hadn't even gone to lunch yet. And they decide, hey, he's either going to be a paramedic that can tell bullshit, or he ain't going to be a paramedic. And I guess that was a test, because after that we got into a few trouble spots there, tights here every now and then. But yeah, your wife is falling, and you need to come get her. Tell Gary right now. And Gary, man of the cloth, love you to death, bro. If you're watching this, I think the benefits of me getting through paramedic school outweighed me leaving class to go wakeboarding and skiing one day. But it's Mike Stanton's fault. Anyway,
You take no responsibility for that, huh?
No, I do.
No,
not.
I have no recollection. I feel like I'm in front of Congress right now. One of those guys saying, "Oh shit, I don't know about it."
I have
You
no
know, all you can do is
recollection of
deny
that,
it.
sir.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, John Knight,
Hey, man.
How many Corvettes you know that got lost in your lifetime?
One.
None that I own.
No, that you know that people lost.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Mikey, talk to us, buddy.
He lost a boat one
I
time.
did lose one. Yeah, and I was at work, and Sherry Jones, y'all probably remember her. She was a service tech, but she went to all the outlying hospitals, picked up
Yep.
equipment, and wants to bring them back. Well, she was going to be making the rounds, and I was at work, so I was support services supervisor, I think, at the time. I wasn't on the ambulance or the sprint
Sprint
truck.
truck.
And so I took off for a while to go with her to find my bet. I've been out the night before. And so I said, just now at the President Casino, take me down there. So we went there and it wasn't there. I said, oh hell. So I said, okay, take me to T.O.'s and Timothy O'Sullivan's. And so then she took me there and I found my car there.
Couldn't find the keys,
I got it. No, I had the keys. I just didn't know where I parked it that night.
I thought there was some story about the keys
Where
when
I
took
left
the
it.
place.
Somebody was time traveling.
No,
Yeah.
he wasn't
Yeah.
time traveling. He was just doing Mike stuff.
Yeah.
I think we time traveled before, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
And hell, we learned sign language.
Oh,
We did.
Rob.
Yeah.
Hey, John Knight, who called Rick Valdez and said the sheriff was on the way to arrest him for his uniform? Was that you?
I can't recall. It
You
might
remember
have
that,
been.
Mike?
I do. Vaguely, I do remember it.
They brought him back. He came back to 11th Street, and the sheriff, I can't remember, it was Joe Price or had to have been Joe Price. Anyway, long story short is Rick Valdez quit. And somehow the operations manager knew that he had not turned in something. And I want to say it was that old freaking that blue windbreaker that said Mobile Medic on the back. You remember the FBI looking windbreakers had a big yellow Mobile Medic on the back?
yeah.
And somebody called and said, hey man, the FBI or Sheriff's Department's coming for you. And he pulls up about the same time the Sheriff's Department comes in there and Delahousie's signing a freaking affidavit for his arrest for not turning his shit in.
You gotta
Yeah.
be shitting me.
Oh, you remember
He was
that, Mike?
bad.
No, it was bad.
Yeah, he was that bad.
And somebody called Rick ahead of time and knew about it. And I was on the road. I come back in, we see this. And Rick pulls up about the same time that I don't know if it was Melvin or Robbie or Neil. One of the cronies pulls up.
Yeah.
And they fixing to arrest him, and he's like, here's the fucking jacket. And the big Punjabi comes out and says, I need your ID badge as well. They was fixing to arrest him because he left not in good terms.
Okay. Yeah. He was pretty brutal on a lot of folks.
Easy payment plan.
Double secret probation.
Yes, indeed. You were on that.
What do you intend to do, sir? Delta's already on probation.
They are?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Then, as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
Double secret probation, sir?
Oh,
How
yeah.
did you stay on double secret probation and still get to drink with him?
That's why.
That was the double secret part.
Yeah. He wasn't operations manager when we were drinking.
So if you knew where the bodies were buried, that's why you were on double secret and not just outright probation, huh?
Yeah.
If he liked you,
used
drank,
me.
you were good.
Yeah, he used me as a warning for the other employees.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I fell asleep one
Yeah,
night,
John Temple.
and I was going through paramedic school, and still trying to work and do the full shifts. But yeah, I fell asleep, and phone call woke me up, and uh, I was like, man, I fell asleep. I shouldn't be doing that. So I went to first I went to Mike, and then
Albritton
somehow
or
it
Stanton?
Stanton. And I said, "Man, I fell asleep. So something could have happened, or I kind of feel like I need to, change things or something. Go back on the
Self-report.
units."
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was ready to fire me because I went to him and told him, "Look, there's a problem. I can't get enough sleep, and something. I fell asleep." So, yeah, I went on double secret probation. I think he was going to fire me over it.
I think if there was a file, John, that was accessible to everyone, um, I know Stanton was on it. I know I was on it. I know you were on it. Mims was on it. Derek Layton was on it. Saucy was on it. Camaro was on it. Kelly Neese was on it. Roger Few was on it. Kathy Williams was on it. Dude, that double secret probation was basically a whole nother company.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
named just about all of us that would happen with.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he wasn't going to
Yeah.
fire his drinking buddy. Period.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna
Yeah.
crawl your ass in run review, crawl your ass in a shift meeting. John Knight, gosh damn it, you gotta quit doing that. I mean, quit doing that. Stanton, you gotta get to work on time. What y'all drinking tonight? I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like two personalities.
it was amazing the difference.
That wasn't the experience I had with him.
well, you the one that got in a freaking wreck. How'd you get in a wreck, Rob?
I knew that was going to come up.
Hey, here we go. How'd you get in a wreck, Robbie?
Well, it was me and Clay Levins. We were running the truck that night, so it had two EMT ambulances on there, so we could take turns with the calls and writing the reports between being driver or being medic. We got a call to a MBA up in Socia, so we get 10-8 and we run up to Socia, damn near the Stone County line, and we've got two patients, one on the stretcher and of course one on the bench seat, and Clay's in the jump seat, and we're running back down to Gulfport Memorial, and my favorite dispatcher was on that night, Mr. John Knight. We're
Johnny
running to
boy.
we're running to Gulfport Memorial, and I've got a green light on 49 South at MLK, and I look and I see this car's running a red light crossing the northbound lanes. Well, I'm in the southbound lane. We're 10-8 to Gulfport Memorial, and when it looks like he's stopping, so I'm going to the right lane to get around the front end of him, and then he decides to goose it, and I T-bone this dude. And at the time, John could tell this part of the story. Levin was on State Net, and I think all John heard, I think he had this recording for some time. You heard me in the background going, brace, 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 and Clay's back there giving report, and he's like, ah, screaming in the microphone.
Actually, he was doing his patient report to Memorial, and old Nellie Bell was on the other end, and
Nelly.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
hadn't
then
heard that name in a long time.
oh yeah.
Nellie in the ER, Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
So he's giving the patient information and all that stuff, and yeah, he says, okay, our ETA is about 12 minutes. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you hear, ah!
What'd you
Yeah. It was Clay. He had his hands still on the microphone when he was flying
hear?
around
He's in the bulkhead.
the ambulance when when Rob T-boned the dude. Yep.
Yeah, I went to work up in the Delta after that.
Yeah, and then no Nellie Bell. She says, "Okay, we'll see you. 12 minutes."
No, it ain't
No,
happening.
we're gonna be a little bit later than that.
Yeah. I said, "Oh shit, something
what-
just happened."
That's when Rob joined the Triple Secret Club.
Yeah.
I didn't get
secret.
double
I
secret.
never
I
made
wasn't
it
a
to the
drinking
Triple
buddy.
Secret.
Oh Lord.
Oh man. So I used to call him Crash all the time.
That's an appropriate name.
Oh, you
Literally.
did. I recall.
And he called me Crash when Benny French got to be King Christian. We go to past Christian parade. I come up and it's, hey Crash, what's going on?
Yeah, we protected at
Whose
at
house is
Benny's.
that we went to over there? It
That
wasn't
was
Benny's.
no, it was a person that we knew.
Benny, if you're listening, email us whose house it was. It's getting1080@gmail.com, I think.
It is. Look at there. Look at there. I'm
Most fucked
digging
up
it.
email I've ever heard.
There it is down there at the bottom. I'm gonna have it right
Hey,
here.
hold on. Hey, I got it, Whitmer.
I
Hey,
was
dog,
all
what you
done.
doing, buddy? Where you at now?
Well, I retired about 4 years ago. I left there. Had a job opportunity in Meridian.
You work with David, right?
Yeah, worked with David at
Yep.
Rush Hospital. I was contract analyst for materials management. I did hospital supplies, medical equipment, things like that. Negotiated with companies to, to supply us. And so I did that for 10 years.
Damn.
And then David had taken, he was there for probably 7 of those 10 years. And then he left and went and was the materials director down at Gulfport Memorial. He may still be there. I don't know.
I think he's still there.
He may be. He and I are about the same age,
Old as shit.
but he may still be working because I saw him out on a boat.
Yeah, he got married again.
Oh my God. Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually dealt with David when I was selling medical supplies, and he was at Memorial. And my sister's ex-husband works under David in materials at Memorial. But I know that David, I can't remember what his first wife's name was when I lived in Lorraine. Then he had Robin, and then
the hair cutter.
Then he
Cut
moved to
hair.
Meridian, and he was married to another lady. And then he got married again in Meridian, I think. And then he came down here, divorced,
Yeah.
and went to Memorial. So you thinking he got married again, Mike?
Oh yeah,
Or
he
John?
did. Yeah, he did.
He's gonna stay married, ain't he?
Yeah, I think he will. I love him to death.
I do too. Great, great guy.
Yeah.
Love him to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Fantastic.
So what, John? What is your recollection? Because Mike told us the story of the Biloxi fire. You were on the call with Mike Stanton at White Harbor when the Biloxi fire got called into y'all.
Yeah, actually, we were in the Long Beach substation,
Okay.
and we could sleep, back then. And I was sleeping. Sandy Dubas calls me up, and she says, "I need you 10-8 to run to the Biloxi jail."
Right. Oh,
So I was like,
That ain't
"Ah,
nowhere
she's
near
fucking with,
Long Beach.
she's fucking with us, you know." So I said,
No,
"Okay,"
she was serious.
and hung up. So she called about a minute later, you know. She said, "I'm serious. Y'all need to get 10-8 and
Yeah,
run
it's
to
coming.
Biloxi jail fire." So,
There you are, missing phone. Yeah.
so we took off. I think we were in Rester's unit. Uh, and that some bitch would haul ass. I think it had like a 454 in it, and uh, he didn't like to put the miles on it. So
Was that the Suburban?
no, it was a unit, you know, that I guess he actually paid for, or Mobile Medic did.
I heard that story. I wasn't sure what it was. I didn't know if it was that blue and white Suburban that was his personal car that he gave to the company or what.
No, that
No,
was
no,
11. That was Unit 11.
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, we got 10-8, and it was balls to the wall, you know, to get there. And I was passing up, you know, Gulfport police officers running, you know, code to get there. Uh, Biloxi guys, you know, that was on Highway 90. We just blew their doors off. So we got there pretty quick. So, you know, they couldn't get the doors open or find the keys to open the doors. So they had a big wrecker.
Hooking a chain,
Yeah.
hooking the cable to it.
Yeah, yeah,
Funny.
and you know, first thing I saw was this thing almost tipping over, you know, pull down a door,
And that's
and
cell doors. The doors
yeah,
cell. Yeah.
so then they were just throwing people down the hall. You know, had about an inch or two of water, and they were, you know, just slinging them. You know, they weren't breathing, so Mike started putting down the ET tubes. And you know how when you get a dog, uh, you kind of look like your own dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were two dogs together, you know, me and Mike. So he kind of looked like me. I kind of looked like him. And what was her name?
Gwen or Cindy.
Cindy.
Cindy Morgan.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
thought I was intubating all these people. And she pulled me aside and started, you know, just beat me down. You know, you don't have, you know, you're not a paramedic. You
They
can't
gonna
be
die.
doing
What
this.
you want me to do?
Yeah. So I told her, I said, no, that's Mike Stanton. She said, I don't know him. I said, well, he's a paramedic. She was like, I don't know. She
So
was
hold on.
miffed
So
at me
John, so
for a
Cindy
couple
and
of days.
look, Cindy and Gwen, they're sisters,
Yeah.
and they were in the second. Stan, what class were you in?
Uh, 81. I was in the second class, I
All
believe.
right,
I
so
think
they were in the third
Hargrove and
class.
yeah, I must have been. I was in the second class if they had
Yeah.
in
So
81.
So Cindy and Gwen were behind you, or maybe only Gwen was a paramedic. Cindy stayed a nurse, so she didn't
Yeah.
know who you were because there wasn't a whole lot of communication, John. So I can see where she's like, "Who are you sticking a tube in this dude?" Which
Yeah.
was, I mean, outside
Yeah.
of the operating room, that didn't happen. So
Oh, yeah.
God was there. Mike God Stanton was there.
Yeah, he was
But I
there.
used to see John and I, we were but he had the hair, you know, and I had the hair.
Yeah.
And now we're both just struggling, keeping hair.
Yeah, y'all both look, let me tell you something. In the intro to this show, y'all are both parted down the middle, feathered back. Yeah,
Oh,
y'all are
yeah.
some dudes.
Yeah.
Y'all
Had
some bald
had that
fucks, man. I
super
gotta tell
hole
you
in
that.
our hair.
Hey, motherfucker.
Can't wait.
And to answer your question, they will be here Tuesday.
Okay.
Rob,
Good. I knew who you
armband.
were saying when you said motherfucker. I knew who you were talking
And they've
to.
got a QR code on them, so you just scan that shit with your phone, and it goes straight into your freaking Apple or Google Maps and tells you how to get here.
Yep. Are you
When
are you
is it?
going? It's the 18th of October.
18th, John.
Okay. All right.
Hey, where's that? How's that related to cruising the coast? The
It's
coast
the week after. I ain't stupid, Stanton.
week after. Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if you were or not.
Look, people have said, why are you doing it now? So we got John Carter does the Carter's Champions. The Flying Llama does the Llama Palooza. We do this on that. Why are y'all all doing it on the same weekend? Well, the other 2 weekends are booked. Then you got one weekend vacant. Then you go to Halloween. So there's only one weekend in October you can do anything on the Gulf Coast, and it's got to be my weekend.
It looks like looks like that thing is set up for other things too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's you.
All right. Mike Pontius.
That wasn't 10 seconds, John. Like,
That's
can you
good
not
enough.
count?
It was long enough.
Go ahead, brother.
That's how I knew where people were at. I'd look at when they went 10-8, like at Gulf Coast Community, and I'd look at that time card, and
He's still there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was in X-ray, buddy. I was upstairs.
Yeah.
She's inside.
There you
No
go.
better.
I'm learning.
Technology.
I'm learning this.
Hey, John, you talked
Yeah.
about your supervisor that came in. Guess who my youngest son's marrying?
My supervisor that came in.
Yeah, at the Mobile Medic.
Beth
Yeah.
LeBlanc's daughter.
Yeah, my son's marrying her daughter.
Yeah,
Stan, you got any
it's
kids?
not that he knows of.
I waited to respond to that one so John could.
John Knight, shut up your
Yes,
pie
sir.
hole, bro. Stan,
All
you got
right.
any kids you know of?
No, I don't believe that. No, pretty sure.
Did
No.
you ever get remarried after you and Pam?
No,
You ever date anybody
Smart
serious?
no. After Pam and I, which was about 1999 or
Yeah,
2000 in that neighborhood,
yeah.
when we split up, and no, I haven't been serious with anybody or anything since then.
I just can't believe
Um,
Batman didn't find his freaking Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, he probably finds
I
him
haven't-
a wife for the night every now and then.
Shut up, Robbie. God damn it. The dude wants freaking commitment.
I had a blow up doll one time.
Did she argue?
I
Not
named
a
it. I named her Victoria Secretion.
Oh, this may hit the cutting room floor, guys.
Back
I
on my
don't
jet
know.
ski.
If that goes to the cutting room floor, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch this one.
My cheeks are hurting.
Grandma used to blow the horns at us.
Hey, Stanton, did you work Plastifax on Seaway Road? I meant to ask Richard this last week.
Yeah.
So why did we
I
not talk
did.
about Plastifax? Robin?
I don't know.
We did when Scott was on.
Okay.
Did with Scott and Richard, yeah, but I didn't remember that you were there. But I'm sure you were.
I wasn't. I just remember the picture of Pat Sullivan, Connie Rocco, John Rester, and somebody else running somebody down Seaway Road. And that's been a photo that's been etched in my mind forever. And when I
Yeah.
drive down Seaway, I see the old
That was-
Plastifax.
Yeah, that
That
was
was-
Rester and Bonnie Coughlin.
Yeah.
Bonnie. I was saying it was Connie Rocco's Bonnie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, shit. Did we look the gambling deal at the Central Fire Station New Year's Eve? Remember that?
Yeah.
Were you in on that, John Knight?
No, no, no,
Mike
no,
Stanton,
no.
did you get arrested?
No, I don't recall that.
Bullshit.
Refresh my memory.
Dude, it was freaking New Year's Day and who was it, John? The DEA or somebody freaking raids every fire station in Gulfport because y'all had a gambling pool going. They had a gambling pool going for football games. Do you not
For a
remember that really?
football pool?
No,
If
Rob,
I'd
it
have
was a
known
little
about it,
different.
I'm sure you would have probably been.
Oh, you knew about it, Mike. I forgot to ask
Yeah, I'd have
Richard
been
about it
out.
the other night.
I think if you contact Timmy Hargrove, you could probably find out something.
Fact. Where is Timmy Hargrove?
More detail.
He's
He
back on the coast.
yeah, he's moving back on the coast.
Moving back? Where'd he go?
Alabama somewhere, I think.
He's retired, right?
Uh, I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it was football squares, I think, wasn't it? Was it
Oh,
squares?
I just know they got arrested or
Oh,
something.
there was like a dozen of them. 6 of them got arrested. It was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, football players. That's not gambling.
Well, it was back then, Mike.
No, it's not gambling.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Gambling.
If the IRS ever audits my Venmo, they're gonna find out that I run a whole lot of gambling through here because we do a huge Super Bowl party, and the majority of the money goes to the Cancer Foundation. And real quick, I got to do a plug on it. So October 18th will be our 3rd year raising money. The prior 2 years, first year we did almost 14,000. The second year we did 7. So we're at over $30,000 in 2 years in my backyard,
Wow.
at my house, to Memorial
Yeah.
Cancer Foundation, John.
Oh, I applaud you for that. I really
So,
do.
so the first year, I was going through this thing. The first thing I did after radiation, a buddy of mine, they own the Island View, the Carters.
Yeah.
I saw John Carter had this thing called the Carter's Breast Run, and Gulf Pink Dress Run. I told Lloyd, I said, that's my goal. So I finished radiation middle of June. The 1st of August, I did the 5K pink dress run. So I'm talking to John Carter afterwards because he had cooked at our barbecue the year before. They own the Blackjack Ranch up in Wiggins. And I said, man, what do you do with this money? He says, well, it goes to Memorial Hospital. I'm like, for what? He says, to the foundation. I said, what foundation? He said, I got a foundation that covers whatever you want. I said, all right. So the first year we raised that $13,000, and I got to talking to the foundation director, and she's really an awesome lady, Amy Robertson, and married to Ronnie Robertson. And I said, what can I do with this money? And this is actually a really, really moving story. She says, well, whatever you want to do with it. And I got to talking to people who had cancer, and I'd heard about this thing called a cooling cap that you put on your head to keep you from losing your hair. You obviously didn't use that, John. And I said, so is it pretty good? They said, well, it reduces hair loss by 97% for chemotherapy patients. I said, holy shit. I said, well, why don't anybody use it? She said, well, number one, the hospital has to own the system, which is called a Paxman system. So the story of the Paxman system is this guy's wife got cancer, and they said you're gonna have to have radiation and chemotherapy. She said, I'd rather die than lose my hair. And the husband says to her, ain't neither one gonna happen. Okay. So he does some research and invents this thing called the Paxman cooling cap, which is literally have you seen those safe helmets football players are wearing nowadays?
Uh-uh.
It's a foam helmet with tubes running through it that runs glycol through it that's cooled.
I got you.
It keeps the hair follicles on your scalp cool.
Mm.
The reason you lose your hair during chemo is your follicles get hot. So if you keep them cool, it doesn't kill the hair follicle. So he invents this system and she doesn't lose her hair. She gets rid of her breast cancer. She's good to go. Well, what happens is the dude gives the machine to the hospitals, but then the patients have to pay $2,000
For the cap.
for the cap. So we bought 6.5 caps our first year, which would have been October 23. And June or May of 24, I get a text from the foundation director of the hospital and says, "Hey, I just want to let you know that your donation of funds to our foundation for buying the Paxman cooling caps just paid for the first cooling cap for a 34-year-old nurse, mother of 3, who is single, who's got breast cancer." So
Yeah,
we
that's good.
bought a cap. It's just it's a tangible deal that we do in our backyard.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a text. Yeah. So anyway, I hope to see y'all here in October.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there if I have anything to do with it.
If the
'Cause,
good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, you gonna be here.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I happen to know a bunch of folks from this podcast are going to be there. You got Scott St. Germain is going to be there. John
Mike
Knight,
coming?
Mike Stanton, Mike Pontius, Rob Doherty. You got Cody, who was on one of our earlier episodes. He's going to bring his wife and kids.
Mike Jones coming?
No, Mike's in California. You
He
can't
needs
get
to come
him.
on.
And Vic Stewart's coming down. So I know there's 7 of us from this show that are going to be there.
You already bought 10
Yeah.
tickets. You got to do more than that.
Well, I mean, they're bringing. I bought a dozen, and they're bringing dates.
You brought more. I know that.
Yeah, I bought 2 more.
Yeah.
So just whenever
Plus
they
3
come
hats.
Are they bringing dates or dates?
in, they're brides, they're kids, they're +1.
Guys, let me tell you something. And Rob's saying who's coming or not. So this really started, and we moved into this house. We built we sold our house and started looking. We closed on this property. It's a little over 6 acres in February of 18. Moved the camper out here in June of 19. Started building December 9. No, December. I don't remember. So we move in June of 2020, and we're sitting here, and COVID's coming on like a fucking bull. I told Lori, I said, I'm going to text some people and see if they want to cook. COVID free, mask free, no nothing, no bullshit. And I know you were sick, John. You couldn't have done it if you wanted to. But my point was, we were being
Normal.
put into a corner
Yeah.
that we didn't want to be in. So I sent these guys a text. I said, hey, if you wear a mask, you got to go. If you want a fucking 10-foot space between you, you got to go. Within 10 minutes, I had 10 teams that I had cooked with. Said, let's do it. So we did it the second week in November of 2020. Called the network. Remember Meet the Press, Mike, John? The band Meet the Press? Back in the 80s, 90s. Well, so they played. They're still together, friends of mine. And so it was cold as shit. And the time had changed, so it got dark at like 4:30. All right, dude, that was a good time, man. Let's see what we can do to change it and make it better. So we move it up to the first Saturday in November, second year. Dude, it was a cold front came through. It was like 22 degrees. So, all right. So it's dark and it's cold. Had a great time. Said, all right. So let's change it up. Let's do this. So 2022. I may be losing something here. I may have had cancer. Didn't do it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
That was your off year.
2023, I said, all right, I got a better idea. So now I've actually built a stage in my backyard. It's 16 by 24. I got 4 big piles. I cover it. I got 400 square feet of banners. The stage is called Two Sticks Bandstand. There's another banner above it called New York Life. I raise about, I think I'm at $16,000 in sponsors right now.
Hmm.
My back porch, I've already sold out 30 seats at $100 a pop. They have a top shelf bar, TVs, bathroom. Nobody else is up here. Comfortable seating. Dude, this thing's eventually, I hope in the next 2, I'm going to do it for another, if I do it 5 more years, that'll be 10 years. I don't know if I'm going to keep, I don't, it depends how I feel, but at the end of the day, Lori's got a dream set on J.J. Gray coming to play here. And he costs about 30. Hey, that's a good one. It costs about $35,000 to get him.
Ooh.
So we can only park about 150 cars. So we can get about 400 people in here. So if I got to charge $200 a pop, you get 400 people with a freaking personal audience to JJ Gray, and he hangs out with you. So that's kind of my last year's goal, is to have somebody that we really, really like in here. But at the end of the day, if I can help this one lady keep from losing her hair and looking like John Knight, or if I can help a kid look like Stanton and not need them glasses that he's got on. You got some thick glasses, Mikey. Love you, bro. Or if I can help them get gastric surgery and not be fat like Delahousie, or whatever I can do to help someone. So I want y'all to come and see and appreciate it. I don't want you to come for me or friendship. I want you to come see what you can do, what your $40 can do to help somebody who can't help themselves.
Will do, Mike. Awesome. Awesome.
I'm telling you, man, it's the greatest, fulfilling. We've all saved lives. We've all helped people in bad times, but I ain't got no juice in this, dude.
Yeah.
It's helping somebody. So
Yep.
Cool.
Doing
I'd love
something
to have
good.
y'all here.
I'm glad to be on here. I really am.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
It's
The
just 4
and
old
the
buds
thing,
catching up.
yeah. And the thing is, Mike, Pontius, uh, this cancer really did something to my head,
Oh yeah.
and that's what I'm all about. It's making memories and just getting out and doing stuff.
Hey,
Uh,
look, Mike says it best when he talks about this podcast. At first he was a little reluctant, but now that he's been on it and he sees how we do this, you said it best. This is recording history.
oh
I
yeah,
don't care if anybody
And
watches this, John or Mike. I don't give two shits, but it's here.
also, it's
yep,
also so therapeutic for us.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff we went through. They say now they're having PTSD and all kinds of stuff. Uh, you know, from from uh, from EMS. We had to deal with it and just go to the next call.
Yeah, we
Uh,
didn't have critic stress debrief.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I take LSD for my PTSD.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
I don't question my
So
quaaludes.
are you still fighting some of those calls, Mikey? They come visit you at night?
Yeah, I drink my bourbon. and I take my medical marijuana, and I take my LSD for my PTSD.
Wait, you got a card?
No, I got a neighbor.
That's fake. Those glasses are fake. That's for his glaucoma.
Oh, them motherfuckers
Glaucoma.
are real, John. Look how thick they are.
Oh man,
Right.
I'm glad that never happened.
Yeah, Pontius just threw us all under the bus.
I wasn't there, dude. I was married. I'm sorry. Robbie, edit that out so they don't get in trouble.
Dude, I'm going to have to edit so much of this out. This is probably going to be a 20-minute episode. All right. Yeah. Look, in the comments, y'all ask Mike Pontius who the hell he was talking about, what the hell he was talking about.
Mike Stanton.
No, I'm talking about Mike Pontius.
Yeah, but I was talking about Mike Stanton.
You were dragging a whole bunch of shit up.
I'm just, all I did was watch his shit. I wasn't involved in it. I just saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frankie's Mike Stanton.
You just reported on it, didn't you?
Frankie's. Let's go to Frankie's tonight.
What about the Hoot Owl Club?
Hey, what was the place that
John, you sent me to the Owl Club.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where was the Owl? That was
The
in Martin
Owl
Luther
Club
King.
was in North Gulfport.
No. We talk about normal people shit at the Best Western. Hanks,
Well, no.
Franks, what was it called?
There
No,
was Mac Taylor.
Mac Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to tell you a story about a call. Do y'all want to hear
shit.
a call?
Go ahead.
Sure. At the
Okay.
Hoot Owl Club.
It was the Owl Club, but Joe Paul was my partner back then. And you know Joe Paul. Oh, we get to go to the Hoot Owl Club is what he said. So we get 10-8, and this Hoot Owl Club, Owl Club, is up in North Gulfport, and it was just a house that they turned into a bar.
It was
They
a bar on
gutted out
Fridays.
stuff. It had 2 pool tables in it, had a bar back there, and people were in there. And we were en route for a shooting. And we get there, and this guy was big old dude. I mean, big old dude.
Uh-oh.
And we get there, and he's sitting in a chair, and he's holding his knee, and he's holding, he's saying, "Oh, I got shot in the knee. I got shot in the knee." And sure enough, he got shot by a .357 in the knee. He's so big, we don't have a BP cuff that's going to fit this guy. I can't remember who the paramedic was, but they just started 2 lines on him and rode him with us to the hospital. But I was in the back with medic, helping him and laughing my ass off. Because this guy, he said, Joe Paul says, "Oh, you going to have to walk to the truck." This guy shot in his knee. And Joe Paul said, "That's a mud parking lot, Rob. We can't roll that stretcher through that shit. And he's too big for us to carry." So we hobbled him to the ambulance. He gets on the stretcher, sitting on the ground right by the ambulance. And then we picked him up and put him in the ambulance.
Ouch.
And then he's sitting there still holding his belly, complaining about his knee. Well, yeah, we hobbled him out to the unit. Well, the medic's sitting there and goes, "All right, I got to finish the rest of my assessment." So he pulls this guy's hand back, and his left hand's covered with blood that's been holding his right gut. And he goes, "What's going on here?" He goes, "Oh, he shot me here too."
God damn.
This guy had been shot twice in the gut, once in the knee and twice in the gut with a
Walking his
.357.
ass.
And listen, he was at the pool table. This little guy was yan and running his mouth, and he was trying to catch up to him. This guy kept running around, getting away from him. So he just started picking up pool balls and chucking them at him. Guy pulls out a gun, shoots him 3 times. He's still throwing pool balls at this dude. Guy runs out the door, and he's gone. This guy, I'm sitting there trying to get his information. "All right, man, what's your name? Who's your next kid?" The driving
What's your
portion.
insurance provider?
Exactly. And I said, "What's your phone number?" And he says, "Don't you call my mama." I said, "What?" I don't care what you do. Don't call my mama. And he was freaking out when the paramedic was starting the IV on him. Oh man, I hate needles. I said, "Dude, you got 357 slugs in you. Let him start
That's
the
the
damn
least hold
IV."
you gonna get in you tonight.
I remember that call. And Joe Paul, good Lord, God love him, God rest his soul. He was a heck of a partner. He I don't know. He'd find humor in the same stuff that my twisted and most of our twisted heads. If you're in
Yeah.
EMS, you got a dark sense of humor.
No,
Gallows humor.
yeah.
But
Dude, that leg hurt. Well, no, she got 2 knees in it, man. Shit look like it hurts.
Damn, that hurts, doesn't it?
Can you move it that way? Yeah. No. Man, I'm gonna tell you,
Lord.
bro. It is Mike Stanton, John Knight. I have had more fun in the last
4 months, 5 months.
4 months, 5 months doing this. When I have not done 20 episodes. But it is at first I didn't think I was gonna remember shit. And just little things that you both have triggered, or you three have triggered tonight, makes me remember little things. So, if we can just sit here and get somebody to pick our nose for a few minutes and make us think about something, it's recorded. And we can't take that away. We can forget about it down the road, but if we got it recorded, it doesn't matter. So, if you think of a story, and I know it sounds stupid and maybe
Jot
sentimental,
that
but
down.
just write down lady tied up to a bed and the cops come in, and send it, and call Rob and say, "Hey, I need to get on the story and tell about a lady tied up to a bed with the cops come in," or
Absolutely.
whatever you think of. I know that's really way out
We
there, but
used to call that a Friday night.
That's
no, it's a
right.
Friday night. I get that, John. You're right, but it that we don't remember shit. We don't remember shit like we used to.
Damn, John.
And Stanton don't remember who he used to remember who he used to remember with. So,
I
you
don't
know,
remember.
there's something historical here. Whether we watch, whether two people watch it, anybody watches it, I don't care.
I got one story to tell.
Go ahead, brother.
Well, we get called. I was on the unit. We get called to 30th and 90, and it was a bicycle hit a car. Our car hit a bicycle,
Right.
and the looking at the car. When we arrived on the scene, there was a windshield was shattered, and the guy on the bike, he was kind of ambulatory, so I got him up in the ambulance, and I
Really?
started.
Was the car on 90 or was the
The
car
car
on
was on
30th?
30th. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because if he was on 90, there ain't no way a bicyclist was going to be ambulatory.
No shit.
yeah. Well, he had hit the windshield and shattered it with his head.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't know where the bicycle ended up, but anyway, uh, he had a little cut on his head. Anything on your head is gonna bleed
Bleed
like
like a
you're gonna
stuck
bleed
hog.
like it's stuck pig.
Yeah.
So I dressed his wound, and I said, "Now we're gonna bring you to Memorial Hospital." He agreed to it. I said, "Man, you just shattered that windshield. I know you need to be checked out." So he said, "Has anybody died in the back of this thing?"
No,
I
this is
said,
a
"What?"
brand new ambulance.
I said, "Well, I try to do what I can. Sometimes, it's just that time for them." And next thing I knew,
He was
I'm
signing a release.
holding some clean, and he's hauling ass out the back of that ambulance.
Yeah.
I said, "Come on." He said,
Keep
There's
going.
ghosts. There's ghosts in there."
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, "Here, sign this release form."
The Lord tells me he can get me out of this mess, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
Yeah. Look, I've had people ask that question too, and I always just lied like a rug. No, this is a brand new unit. We this thing just hit the road, you know. Because there are folks that don't want to have any part to do with it.
Hey, look, y'all remember the Chevron at 30th and 11th where we used to cooks?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where you fueled up.
Yeah.
So we had a student riding with us one day, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was. There was one of the cooks that was a little bit slower than the rest of them.
Oh God.
Don't remember which one it was. So for some reason, he always said, "You got any dead bodies back there?" No, we ain't got no dead bodies back there. Nah, we good, that man. We're going off. We're off duty. So we had a student riding with us one day.
I remember that incident.
I did get in trouble for this, by the way.
Probation, are they?
I was on the top secret.
Form, didn't you?
So I can't remember who the student was. I'm trying to remember who it was. It may have been Robin, somebody. Robin, little bitty girl. I said, "Get on that stretcher under the blanket."
We're gonna cover you all the way up.
We're going there to get gas that morning.
Yeah.
You got any dead bodies today? Well, as a matter of fact, we're on our way to the funeral home one right now. Really? Yeah, they got run over by a car up the road. Man, that sucks. So we were like on empty. It took like forever to fill it up. So he'd come back to the window.
He's looking back between that star of
No,
life.
he's working up the courage to ask, couldn't he look in the back?
Yeah.
So this went on for like 5 minutes. Hey, really? Well, they bastard. Yeah, they pretty messed up, man. So you don't want to see that. He says, "Damn, what happened?" I said, "Well, they went out in front of a car. They got hit there. It's not pretty, man. We take them to Bradford O'Keefe. We just got to get gas because we're going off shift after that." Really? So you can see him walk around. And they would wash the windshields in the windows. He washes the windshield. He washes the driver's window. He washes the passenger's window and opens up the door. He says, "How old were they?" And they're like, 22. Really? So he goes to the back and you can see him washing the back windows through the truck. And he walks back around. He says, "Did they have any family with them?" "I don't know." I said, "Man, just go back and look. They're dead." "No, I ain't going to do that." I said, "Here, come here. I'll open the door for you." So we got out the truck and walked around the back. I said, "You want to see this really or not?" He says, "Yeah, I want to see it." So I think it was Bobby Baldwin. I said, so as soon as Bobby heard me open the door, he told Robin to sit up. We opened the back door. She sat up. This motherfucker's eyes went that big. He liked to shit his pants. I didn't even make it back to the station. JD had already called Delahousie and arrested her. I was in trouble. Yeah. So we had fun with dead people in the back of the truck from time to time. They weren't
dead.
They weren't dead. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Just the lore of them possibly being dead.
He was scared shitless that we had a dead person in the back of the truck.
He just thought he saw the second coming.
When she sat up on that bench on the stretcher, we should have had pads on him because we had to shock him. Yeah. No, this went on for like 20 minutes. Anyway. All right. Hey boys, it's
late.
It's a late night.
Hey, folks. I am
Okay.
so glad y'all have stayed with us through most of this bullshit tonight. I've had a great time with Mike Pontius, with Mike Stanton, and with John Knight over here. Look, John, it was great having you on. This guy was the linchpin. He was sending us to a lot of these calls that you've heard us talk about in the past. Mike was one of the big boys that was, when I was on an ambulance at Mobile Medic, we were basic units, and the paramedics were either from Gulfport Fire Department or they were the white shirts like you saw in the introduction. Mike was both a white shirt and he was with Gulfport Fire and Rescue. And Mike Pontius and I came up about the same era as paramedics. I was at AMServe at that time. You were at AMR, and then I went offshore and you kept going with AMR. But, folks, I'm glad y'all stayed this far into the show. I'm not going to tell you about the email because we did that earlier in the show. Thanks, Mike, for bringing that up.
Got it right.
Also, not going to have to tell y'all about Lock Loosa because you already saw the poster earlier in this episode as well. Thanks for making it this long. Consider giving that button a subscribe. Consider giving that mash to that like button. And also there's a notification bell over there on the other side. If you hit that, you've just done the trifecta to helping out this channel. So folks, y'all take care. Come back and see us again next week. Ain't no telling what we're going to be talking about. Hopefully we'll have John Rester on.
It was fun.
Guys, I had a blast, man. Thank y'all for allowing me to hang out with you. Robbie, appreciate you putting this together.
Oh man, no. This is the highlight of my week. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here with two of my heroes.
All right.
Hey.
Three of them. Three of my heroes. I'm sitting here with two of my heroes and Mike Pontius.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
That's how I would have said it.
we'll see y'all when we see y'all. And everybody else, be safe. John Knight, love you, bro. Glad you're still here. Stanton, long time, man. Damn it. Good to see you, brother.
We'll see you in October for sure.